Welcome to One Quarter Game Reviews, the series where we have just one quarter to judge an arcade game to decide whether it's good or bad and worth more of our hard earned money. Today, we are going to visit an all time classic. That's right, we're talking about Mappy, but not the Mappy you may be familiar with. Gone are the hotels and finding all the goods before those cat burglars steal it. Nope, today we're strapping on pogo sticks and jumping into hopping Mappy. So let's go take a look. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look. Of course, Namco presents Hopping Mappy 1986. Let's take a look here. Very interesting. We have those Mappy on his pogo stick, the cat burglars. Looks like we're stomping on some cat statues. Not sure what those cat burglars are doing. Very interesting, but let's go ahead and quarter up and take a closer look. All right. Is that classic Mappy music? Looks like we could probably benefit from a four-way stick here. Ooh, what's this box do? Okay. Oh, and I missed him. It's like one of the cats is frozen in air. Jeez. And level 1 is done. Hopefully these cat burglars get a little harder. This is not too difficult right now. Oh. Oh, okay, so I hit something, I died. So probably pretty weak dying that early, but we'll see. Oh. All right, round 2 in the bag. Oh boy. Yeah, it definitely needs a four-way gate on this thing. This is not the easiest to control from this angle. Whew. Looks like you can get out of a square just in time. All right, on to round 3. Definitely kind of a puzzler. Definitely a different kind of mapping. Oh, bonus stages. So just like our original. Did we get them? No. How do you get all 4? Wow. I wonder if does the button do something? Oh, button looks like it speeds us up. Okay. That would have been nice to know. Oh, come on. There we go. So it's kind of a mix between Cubert and Mappy. Very strange because you're moving around on those squares trying to... Oh, come on. Oh, yeah, so... Alright, what do I got? One life left? I wasn't paying any attention. All right. That was our one quarter. We did pretty bad. The high score is 8,000, but it was our first time. Didn't apparently make the oh no, we did. There we go. All right, let's oh, well, apparently the button rang our name in wrong. So I don't know how you move to the next letter. Must have to hit left or right. But that was Hopping Mappy. Let's go talk about it. Hey, and it looks like you can continue. That's pretty cool. All right, guys, that was Hopping Mappy from Namco. Of course, Mappy, a classic. And so, as we do at the end of every one quarter game review, we review each game on four criteria. We're talking graphics, music, gameplay, story, and then we have our fifth and final category, the overall score, which is going to determine whether we want to continue to play this game or not. So let's just jump into graphics. And man, oh man, how do you go from the original Mappy, where you had nice, clean sprites, you had really clear level design, and eh, the entire environments made sense. They looked good. They were yeah, this is a jumbled mess. That checkerboard in the yard is pretty much mailed in. It's clear they're trying to copy Qbert, as we've said uh, during the gameplay, and it's a disappointment here. The sprites, there's not a lot to them because they're jumping around the pogo stick, so there's not too much animation involved. The statues are okay in design. All the stuff is very small in order to fit the game board and have more levels that you're moving through. It's not good. It's not good. The graphics on this one are subpar at best and a big step backward from the original Mappy. So I'm gonna go 2.2, 2.1 on the graphics. But it's not all bad. Let's talk about the music. Man, that classic Mappy soundtrack, just slightly updated. That hopping sound you get from Mappy when you're bouncing off the trampolines makes its return on those pogo sticks. We have lots to love on the music, but and other sound effects, right? But it's not original. It's not specific to this game. It is reused. So while I love the Mappy soundtrack, and I love the sound effects around Mappy. I've got to go take a few points off because it's just reuse on this game. And so we're going to go 3.3, 3.4 on the music. Now let's talk about gameplay. I got to say Qbert again. It's pretty obvious that this is the bastard stepchild of Mappy and Qbert. That Namco here was trying to copy Qbert, but instead of using that classic isometric design that we love of Qbert, they chose this checkerboard pattern. And because they had to give us so many rows, we got those tiny sprites and you're just moving up and down, left and right. And Qbert at least gave that a twist by putting that at an angle. And so, how do they differentiate? How do they mold the two together? Well, instead of lighting each square, instead we have loot pressed scattered throughout in order to give us spaces to land on, to give us objectives to hit. But they lose the mappy aspects by not making it so those cat burglars are chasing and racing us to that loot. Instead, they move on set patterns and you're just moving around them puzzle like. And so it's not as good as Qbert from a Qbert standpoint. It's not as good as Mappy from a Mappy standpoint. It's really taking two classic and great games and making something subpar. It's just they don't go together, and it's really, really a disappointment. So when we talk about gameplay, we're going to I'm probably going to give it a 2.6, 2.7. It's not horrible. It's actually a bit of a challenge. It's a bit fun, but it's not great. I just don't see the sum of its parts giving us something greater. This is a case where you take two great things and you make something not so great out of it. Now let's turn to story. The story in this one makes no sense. When you think classic Mappy, it's pretty obvious. You have a house full of valuables. You, as Mappy the cop, are rushing through to secure the valuables before the cat burglars can nab them. Very clear, very obvious. But here we have somebody that decided to store their valuables in the backyard, and Mappy's on a pogo stick in order to bounce on top and break the statues, catch them. I'm so confused about what is happening. The story in this game makes literally zero sense. So from that standpoint, I've got to give this a 1.2, 1.3 on the story. It's just not good. Uh, it, it just literally doesn't make any sense at all. So we've gotten our scores, right? We've talked graphics, we've talked music, we've talked gameplay, and we've talked the story. Overall, where does hopping Mappy fit? Well, we've given it our quarter. We've looked at it from all sides. And while it's got that great classic music, it's got some okay gameplay. The graphics are just not there. The story is a jumbled mess, makes no sense at all. And while I may be tempted to put a few quarters in now and again, I've got to say, if this is up against almost any other game, that game is going to get my quarter over hopping Mappy. So we have to give this a 1.9. It's just very mid. In fact, it might be below mid and up against almost any other game. It's going to lose out. So for that, it gets a 1.9. And that is our 1/4 game review of Hopping Mappy. I'd love to know what you think. Drop me a comment below. Hey, I'd appreciate it if you'd help support the channel by smashing like on this video, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for notification. And as we say here, until next time, have fun.